Hello, my name is Ryan, and welcome to my channel, You Are Never Alone, where we take biblical truths and practical advice to help set us free from our abusers. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship having a hard time making some of the simplest decisions, such as what maybe to order in a restaurant, what kind of shoes to buy, what kind of clothes to wear, or what we should eat? Or do we have a hard time even making a decision to do something for ourselves? You're most likely in a narcissistic abusive relationship. And I can speak from experience. I was in one for a long time, and I found myself at a restaurant sitting down across from my narcissistic partner, having a hard time just ordering food. I didn't know exactly why at the time, but now I understand, is that I thought I would make some kind of wrong decision, or I was so concerned that if I quote unquote ordered something in their eyes as wrong, I didn't want to hear the backlash from it, such as, well, that's not really a healthy choice, or that's got a lot of sugar in it, or that's not good for you. Who wants to hear that when you go to a restaurant? A lot of times we go to a restaurant because we want to eat those things that maybe we normally don't eat because it's a special treat for us. We definitely don't want to hear that. And so we condition ourselves to make choices that the narcissist wants us to make. We condition ourselves to keep the peace. We condition ourselves to want to just stay quiet. Why? Do we really want to have a big argument while we're there sitting and eating this food? I don't. I just want to eat the food and have a good time. But I'll do that to a detriment to say, I'm not even particularly like this meal, but I'll do it because the other person, the narcissistic partner, wants me to have that meal. And that's definitely not right. Or a lot of times when we went out, we would have a meal and we would share it. Because the meal was rather large and we would share it. And so the meal maybe sometimes would come with different sides, and it was always the sides they wanted. If I chose a side that I wanted, a side dish to go with it, it was always like, oh, I really don't like that, but, I'll eat it. Even though this person will eat it any other time, any other place, but when it's my choice or my decision, I don't really want to eat it. Another thing I had the trouble making decision is what clothes to wear. The narcissistic person in this relationship wanted to make sure I wore stuff that was dark and dreary, not to bring any attention to myself, especially in the workplace, right? Where there's other females. I could possibly, by wearing a shirt that's a little bit brighter than black, maybe something similar as this, then I could possibly have an affair because of the shirt. And that's the thing when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, is those decisions. You'll wear the clothes that maybe you don't like, but the narcissist likes it. And so there again, you want to keep the peace. In self-care, I believe so many of us struggle with self-care. Even when we're getting out of the narcissistic relationship or we're out of it, we still struggle with self-care. In the relationship, there is no self-care. It is always we have to do whatever the narcissist wants to do. Because if we go and do something without them, you've just ruined their day. You've ruined their week. You've ruined their month. That's no good. But we really need that self-care because we got to take care of ourselves. So I would encourage you, if you're in the relationship or out of a relationship, take some time for yourself. Do those things that you always wanted to do. And you say, well, I've always wanted to, and it doesn't have to be an expensive thing. It could be something as, I've always wanted to go to this restaurant, but my abusive partner didn't want me to go, and I'm going to go there and get something to eat. Or maybe it's a 2 or 3 day trip somewhere where you go and stay the night for a couple of nights and relax and have a good time and not worry about what's going to happen because your partner's not there. Or, maybe it's taking that big long trip that you've always wanted to take You know, maybe it's across country somewhere, maybe it's overseas, wherever it is. Take that opportunity to decide what you want to do. Or it may be just going and getting a cup of coffee at a coffee house that you've always wanted to go to, but the narcissistic person never wanted to go there. And that's what's interesting about it. Take that example of the coffee place. You say, let's try that coffee house. It's your idea. Well, it's not the narcissist's idea. And since it's not their idea, they don't want to go. Even though they serve coffee there, even though they sell multiple coffees there where the narcissist could find something to drink, they'll say, the coffee's not that good there. Or they'll say, you know, really, the pastries there are not that good. Even though they taste the same as any other coffee place, it's not because of the coffee place, it's because you wanted to go there. Because in a narcissistic relationship, it's all about them. And that is simply why we have a hard time in those relationships making decisions, is because we know every decision that we make is going to get scrutinized. Even down to maybe I've had this situation, how I sweep the floor, how I vacuum the carpet. All of those things were, quote unquote, not right. Let me show you how to do it. That's not a good place to be in. So as we get stronger and get out of these relationships, as we get stronger and start to understand ourselves more, as we get stronger and we decide we're no longer going to be a part of that, we have to look at our decisions and we have to trust the decisions that we're making. And we also have to trust the decision if it doesn't go well. Because when we're out of that abusive relationship, we make a bad decision, we look at it and we go, okay, I'll learn from that, and the next time I'll do better. That's how it should be in a loving relationship, is we make bad choices and the other one's there to help us pick each other up. But when we're out of those relationships, it doesn't matter anymore. We make the choice, we live with it, and we continue to trust ourselves. That's the only way that we're going to trust ourselves, is by making decisions and making choices. And as we continue to recover from the abuse, your decision making, it's not that it was wrong or bad. You will trust your decisions more. You'll trust that even though I make this decision, good or bad, I understand it could happen either way, and I'm okay with that. So today, if you have an opportunity, go out there and make a decision. Make a choice. Stick with that choice and love yourself for it. Hey, thanks for listening to my channel. As always, in John 14:1 and 2, Jesus loves us so much that he's making mansions for us in heaven right now. Thank you, take care, and have a great day.